Hello and welcome to Excelibur. Today we will see how to use the sum, sumif and sumifs functions. What we see on the screen is a typical mark sheet with different roll numbers, grades, subjects and their scores. Now let's try to use the sum function. We'll write sum, open a bracket. It asks us a range of numbers. So we'll select this entire range and close the bracket and press the enter key. So 1387 is the total score of all the subjects. To cross-check this, we can select all the cells and on the bottom we see that the sum is 1387. Alright, now let's move on to Sumif function. Sumif function is used if we have to specify a particular criteria for calculating the total value. For example, in this case, we'll try to find out what is the score of the math subject. Okay, for that we write equals to sum if bracket start. It asks us a range. This range would be my subjects. I select this. Then it says what is the criteria. Let's say my criteria is maths, and then it asks for the sum range, which would be my scores. So I select this and then close the bracket and press enter key. So it gives me an answer of 296. To cross check this, we can select here, here and here, and we see on the bottom that the sum is 296. Now let's move on to the sumif s function. The sumif s function is used if we have to specify two different criterias or maybe more criterias. So let's take a criteria where the subject is maths and the grade is A. To do this, we will write sum if s, open the bracket, then it says what is the sum range. Now in this case, the sum range would be my scores. Then it asks me a criteria range. My first criteria range is the subjects and then the criteria. The criteria is maths. Now let's move on to the second criteria. Now it asks me a criteria range too. So my second criteria range are the grades and then the criteria, and my criteria would be grade A. Then I close the bracket and press the enter key. So we see the sumif s function returns a value of 196. Now if we have to cross check, we see here we have A in math subject and here we have a in math subject. If we add these two, we see on the bottom that the sum is 196. So this way we can specify different criterias and get our values. Thank you very much.